So they feel like Morocco was just trying to mess up their mind, mess up their heads, just to, make them give up. I'm not kind of justifying the action of the players walking off, but when you hear all these things, you kind of understand where they're coming from. Yeah.
Welcome to a special edition of Where in the World Cup with My Mom Calls It Soccer. I'm Michelle, and I'm a Liverpool fan.
I'm Chase, I call it football, and I'm a Barca fan.
And I'm Grandma, and I am a Real Madrid fan.
And in our quest to bring information to new fans, particularly in the United States who are getting ready for the World Cup, about the different countries who will be participating, we have connected with a gentleman from Senegal who is here to tell us all about Senegal, the things we need to know about their national team, the things we should be excited to watch for as they come to the United States to play in the World Cup. Demba Dja, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So, Demba, tell us a little bit about what we should know about the Senegal national team, a little bit about the history of football in your country, and just why it is such a huge deal for people in your country to follow the sport.
Senegal is a very footballing country, I would say. That's the main sport over there. So the people over there, the soccer, like you call it here, is it's like religion over there. So they love it, they breathe it, they eat it, it means everything to them. But the country wasn't always good in soccer. We had some struggle over the years, but recently we have like a really decent team. So that's why we've been having a lot of success lately. And as we probably got to know it. We just won the African Cup of Nations not a while ago, and this is going to be our fourth World Cup. We've been there in 2002, 2018, and then we were in Qatar in 2022, and then this is going to be our fourth one.
That's so exciting. That's amazing. So let's talk about AFCON a little bit. I am a newer fan to the sport in general. So just in the last year and a half, I've really gotten into it. And Chase was like, we really have to watch AFCON. He was like, it's such a great brand of football and we really need to watch. So we did watch and we were able to follow Senegal. Tell us how it was for you to watch their journey through that tournament and to ultimately win it.
It was stressful at first, but throughout the tournament, we always have over the last years we always have the players, we always have the quality, the talent over there, but we weren't always lucky. And but this year the team, our golden generation, I would say, was kind of like getting there at the age where they kind of getting older. So I was kind of a little bit nervous about going in the tournament, but some of our guys that are like very quality players, they were able to pull through, and it was fun after lifting the trophy, after everything that we've been through. And you guys probably seen the final, everything that went on with the final and everything. But yeah, it was a happy.
It was a crazy final.
Right, it was.
So obviously it was a very chaotic AFCON final. There was a controversial goal that was taken away from Senegal, and then a very controversial pen, and the Senegal players walked out of the pitch. And then Brahim Diaz misses the pen, and in the end, in extra time, you won the game. Can you take me through like the emotional roller coaster that you went through in that AFCON final?
Yeah, just like everyone that watched the final. So I was just seeing what I was seeing on TV. So I was just judging based off that. So when the players walked off the field, I did not like that. I did not agree. But if you watch the whole tournament, I feel like Morocco was just doing anything just to win it. By the previous games, the other teams, they was in the kind of the same situation where they had like calls where that weren't called, penalties that weren't rewarded to the other teams. So when it get to the final, so we was aware of all of that. And then way before that too, the day before the final, the players, three of our players were were kind of in a situation where they believed they were poisoned. Our starting right back didn't play in the final, and then we had other two players who had to get some what is it called had to get treated for the game. They didn't have to play, so the team believed that they were poisoned before the game.
Oh,
Yeah, so Morocco basically was just like I said, they was just trying to do everything to win. So and then the players before the day before the final, they were put in a hotel where they feel like it wasn't what's it called to the norm of the tournament. So they the night before they spent like hours outside trying to figure out the hotel situation, and then
oh,
the semifinal they also played in a different city. So they were brought to the capital where the final was being played. When they was coming in, there was no security. I don't know if you guys saw the videos online where the players was walking around the fans, and it was just not a safe situation. So they feel like Morocco was just trying to mess up their mind, mess up their heads, just to make them give up and then just take the thing. And then even now, there's still Senegalese fans that's that's been arrested. They haven't even been judged. They haven't even been seen. They don't know if they go into jail or what's going to happen to them. I mean, the
oh.
final that was like a month ago, and so with all of that, I'm not kind of justifying the action of the players walking off, but when you hear all these things, you kind of
Yes.
understand where they're coming from. Yeah,
It was kind of a buildup of all of these things that they felt like were being done against them to give them
exactly.
a disadvantage. I get that.
Right, right.
I'm a newer Liverpool fan, but Chase
Right.
is always trying to catch me up. And so, he was like, you've got to watch Sadio Mane because
Yeah.
he's such a great player. And in that moment, he was such a leader, which I'm sure was not
Right.
surprising to anyone who is a fan of Senegal, to go out,
Right.
to go back and get the players and bring them back out. And then to ultimately win it was amazing to watch.
It is. It is. Yeah. Mane is one of he's by far our best player of like the whole national team in Senegal. He's the best player we've ever had, and I mean you new Liverpool fan, you probably know him, don't know him that much, but he's really really loved in Liverpool. He's loved worldwide because of the not only the things he does on the field, but he also does a lot of charity work outside the field. He built hospitals. He feed homeless people. He had like a lot of good organizations. So not only is he a good player, but he's also a good person. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, as we look forward to the World Cup, what do you think people who are not familiar with your team should be looking for? And how do you feel about their draw for the group stage?
I feel very good. I feel very good about it. We have friends that we play in France, which is a big favorite of the tournament. Um, so our first World Cup, which was in 2002, we played France, which was the reigning champion, and the previous World Cup they also were the reigning European champion in 2000. So our first World Cup we played them. So they was the favorite back then, and we played them. Um, and we beat them by 1-0. That was probably one of the biggest, World Cup upset that ever happened. Because back then they had one of the biggest players in the world in the name of Zidane, Thierry Henry, Trezeguet, and then so this year I don't think nothing is going to be different. We're going to have the same mindset. Everything is possible. Is at the end of the day, it's just a football game, a soccer game, and yeah, we France is the favorite in the team in our group. But we also have Norway, which has Haaland and Odegaard and all these guys. But we believe in ourselves. We have the players, we have the quality, so we feel like we match up very well with them.
I saw an interview. I think it was when they were announcing the groups and they were asking Thierry Henry about that group,
Yeah.
obviously with France being in it. And the other announcer was saying, how do you feel about, Norway? Are you nervous about that game? And he made a comment that he thought the game against Senegal would be a more interesting or tougher game, and
Right.
one that he kind of clocked. So that makes sense because you've had it, you've had a good result against them in the past.
Right. And then also on top of that, we were colonized by French, so we speak French back home. That's our national languages, so we speak French. So it's gonna be it's not gonna be easy. So yeah.
I saw something about, I think he kind of was talking about that too, of when these countries that were colonized by France play against France, there's
Right.
an added level of desire to win those
Right.
games.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
so do you think that, one of the things that was interesting to us in going to a CONCACAF game was seeing the turnout of Guatemala fans for a Guatemala USA
Right.
game. And that was just in CONCACAF. So a lot of people who are here in the United States who maybe do not follow the sport, I think are not prepared for the amount of fans that are going to show up. What do you
Right.
expect the fan turnout to be when the Senegal national team plays?
I think it's going to be a big number of Senegalese fans. We played our first two games in New York City, which has the biggest Senegalese population. So I think it's going to be a big turnout. I think we're going to show up. I think we're going to be loud. I think not only it's going to be Senegalese, but I think like African teams, we don't also have a lot of teams representing. So I think not only are we representing Senegal, but we also representing Africa. So I feel like all Africans and all different countries gonna be rooting for us, and yeah, it's gonna be great.
It is one of the coolest things about watching AFCON for me was seeing the different fan bases, the passion, the just the attire, everything about it. All of those countries, their fans were so passionate and into it and dressed for it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that represented here as well for the World Cup.
Right. Yeah. I think since we have a big population of Senegalese here in America, so I think we're gonna be fine. We also was hoping. I mean, we recently just got banned from by the government, Trump, for Senegalese fans from coming over there to here. So that's gonna be a little bit because we have like a specific fans that travel with the national team. I don't know if you in the AFCON, you can always see them, hear them. They singing, they loud the whole time. So I don't think they will have the privilege to sew up. So that's gonna be a little bit of issue, but that's fine. We got people here that's gonna support us. That's gonna be loud. So yeah, that's gonna be fine.
That's good. That is good. Grandma, did you have a question?
I had a question, yes. When you're not following the national team, do you have a league team that you follow?
Yeah, I'm a diehard fan of Manchester United. You guys are Liverpool, so we're rivals.
We are. Yes. I know I watched the Man United Crystal Palace game this morning, and I hate to say it, but I was rooting against you.
Oh, don't worry, I understand.
Chase, did you have any other questions?
I'd say for the World Cup, there's obviously some really good players for Senegal, like Papa Gueye, who scored in the AFCON final, Njai, and then obviously Sadio Mane. I guess apart from Mane, who would you say will be a standout player in the World Cup?
We have a lot of young players. I like our defense. I like if you watch the final, we had a young defender who just if you watch the Chelsea game earlier, he played. His name is Mamadou Sarr. He's 20 years old. He started today for the Chelsea game. So in the final, our captain went down and then he stepped up. He started the final also. I think he has a very good quality. He's a good defender. I think he's going to be a world class. He's still young. He's still learning. And then we also have a young player who played for PSG. His name is Ibrahim Mbaye. He was 17 during the tournament and he was doing great. So now he's 18. And I feel like yeah, those are the players that I'm excited to see in the World Cup.
That's awesome. So two players that people should be watching for that maybe aren't quite on their radar, but they ought to be looking out for.
Exactly.
Anything else that you want people who are newer to the sport to know about Senegal, about your team, about watching in the World Cup? Anything that you think they ought to know coming into it that would make them want to root for your team to do well?
I think we obviously African teams are underdog in the tournament. we don't usually make it that far. Morocco being the only country, the African country that ever made it to the semifinals. Before that, it was only us and Cameroon that made it to the quarterfinal. So I think a lot of people, they sleeping on us, like I would say. But yeah, I would just say, don't sleep on us. And I mean, I know the expectation is not high, but we here to compete. We here to compete.
Well, I hope you guys do great. I'm excited to watch. Like I said, AFCON was really where I became aware of Senegal, and I just thought you guys played with so much passion. It was so exciting. And so I'm really excited to see how you guys do in the World Cup, and I will definitely be rooting and hoping you guys go far.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. And if you're open to it, we would love to revisit with you when we get to the World Cup and some games are being played and just check in on how Senegal's doing.
I will definitely be available. If you guys, need me or need my opinion or anything, just, send me an email or contact me and I'm available. Yeah.
Great. We will definitely reach out to you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you soon.